public comments for closed session items?
Nothing on email.
All right, nothing in the room. May we please have a roll call?
Yes, trustee Jackson Miller,
Here.
trustee Donnelly,
Present.
trustee Edmondson,
Present.
and we've heard from trustee Dre and trustee Dickinson that they will be here a little bit later.
Wonderful. All right, let's convene to closed session.
I always get mixed up on.
All right.
Which ones, which-
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I would like to call open session to order. May we please have the Pledge of Allegiance?
What with me? Greetings and good evening. Happy September 3rd. Beautiful summer evening still. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Caleb Orthner. Caleb is a wonderful Santa Cruz Gardens leader in 5th grade at our school. And just a shining example of the SCG way, but also some other amazing characteristics of SCG, which is inquisitive, funny, great sense of humor, great collaborate with other students, an inventor, an inquisitive mindset. So it's my honor to present Caleb Orthner to you and his wonderful family. Thank you to our board and our wonderful administrative leadership.
Please stand.
All right.
Place your hand on your heart. Ready, begin. United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, is it the mission statement? You got that? Oh, perfect.
Staff, students, parents, and the community help ensure that each child develops the skills and character necessary for lifelong achievement and responsible citizenship in a diverse world.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for starting off our meeting. Did you?
Yeah, and then like I told you, boy, I have a mouthful here to read about. You got a great little right up here, and you can take it home and frame it. It is wonderful. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it to everybody, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Caleb is a bright 5th grade star in our SCG Dolphin pod. He is the youngest brother of 2 older SCG Dolphins. Kian, is that right?
Yeah.
And Kaz, who are now at New Brighton Middle School and UC Riverside. Caleb is a world traveler. He is half Filipino and loves to go back to the Philippines to spend time with his cousins. Caleb loves going to the beach. The beach in the Philippines? Or here?
Like here.
Here.
The capital.
Or in the Philippines. Huh? And making sandcastles. To be sure, Caleb's sandcastles are a sight to behold. Caleb is an inventor and an engineer at heart, but is very capable of all of his academic subjects. Last year, Caleb created the Pillow-matic for the invention convention. Remember that? The invention required Caleb to do his own coding with the help of his father to create a machine that can be timed to dispense the correct pills at the right time for the person that needs them. That would be helpful for me sometimes. Along with the Philippines, Caleb loves to travel with his family. Some of his favorite destinations are Munich in Germany. He loves schnitzel, and he has immensely enjoyed walking around Italy and seeing the different historic places. Caleb's favorite animal is a monkey. Cool, I like that. Because they're silly. When he grows up, he wants to be a chef and own a restaurant. One of Caleb's favorite things to make are cookies. Yum. On his off time, when you have that little bit of off time, when he's not exploring, doing homework, or inventing, Caleb enjoys to play the piano and paint acrylic with his grandma. He also likes to use clay and notes his grandma is a great artist. Caleb, thank you for you bring to our school with your awesome family, and we look forward to more inventions and tasty creations ahead, which you're more than welcome to bring in.
Yeah.
Here you go.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was all great things.
Yeah, come on forward.
And here's your certificate right there. Put it away in about 20 years, clean it out. Wow, that's great. Here is a gift card to Two Birds Bookstore, so you could get a cookbook if you want, or a piano music book, or anything you'd like.
We also have little
Oh, yeah, yeah.
prizes. You can
Goodies over
grab
there,
one
too.
there. You can grab one for your brother too. We usually ask questions to our pledge leaders. Can we ask you some questions?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Well, I like to take little notes on the things that are in this description of all of the amazing things that our students love and accomplish. And there was so much, I was like, he's so well-rounded. Like you do it all. You really do it all. So I guess I would ask you, if you want to be a chef and own a restaurant, what do you think? Like, what kind of food would it be? What would the specialty be?
It would probably be like foods around the world,
Mm,
like different countries and continents.
yeah. So people, it's like they could be traveling like you travel, but they could
Yeah.
just be,
Like traveling
Close to
at
home. yeah, it's a great idea. Well, it's really, really nice to hear all about you and get to know you. So thank you for answering my question. I bet they have a couple more though.
Would you like to play on the piano?
Normally, I like learn a song, and then I play it a few times, and then I learn another song.
Do you sing also?
Not really. I never sing.
So what is your latest song that you just learned?
The Teddy Bear's Picnic.
Okay. That's great.
I was wondering about the invention convention. What was the most difficult element in that?
Well, I remember like sometimes we didn't, like some of the wires were in the wrong place, or we needed room to fit new wires to like, plug it into the computer.
Yeah. Yeah. So you had to kind of work as you went. You didn't have the final vision. You had to kind of figure it out as you went. Yeah, that's interesting. And last question, what's your favorite thing about Santa Cruz Gardens?
What I like about Santa Cruz Gardens is like there's lots of people and there's like lots of different stuff to learn. Like how, yeah, there's like different classes, like the library or the garden. Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for being our pledge. Oh.
You're traveling. I'm really
Oh,
impressed
yeah.
with that. Italy, Germany, and Philippines. Wow. Do you plan on, would you like to go anywhere else? I'm sure you would, even more places I have.
I would like to go to like Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like Scotland and England and France. Mostly like Europe countries.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I think there's like lots of stuff,
There is.
things to explore in those countries.
I think those are great places to go and plan to go to. Do it.
We'd
Go first, you know.
love to get a photo with you and your family. That's okay. Guys, join us.
Facing which way?
Thanks,
Sorry.
Yeah.
You wanna be here and hold your.
Grandma, grab it.
Oh, come on, yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna need to be a really good picture when we get. There we go. Oh, I don't have.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Caleb, it's great meeting you.
Thank you, guys.
Is your brother California?
You.
We're like, oh, you're good? Was that?
Need to get.
You want my brother?
Okay. All right, that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Do they have people? So, I got the, because they always call me by the brother. But they always have. It was really nice meeting you too.
Well, thank you very much for the
Yeah.
question.
My parents sometimes called me by the dog's name.
I think that with the kids to do. It was really good. It's the dead dog seems sometimes, yeah.
Good job.
Thank you all. What a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
You made our night.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to item 3B, may we have an adoption of the agenda?
I'll make the motion.
A second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The report out of closed session is there's nothing to report. And then moving on to, oh, is it public hearing next?
Yeah, and yeah.
I'd like to, you'd like to.
Yeah, I would. So I'd like to open the public hearing regarding sufficiency of instructional materials for use starting in the school year of 2025-2026.
Looks like nothing in the room.
Nothing on email.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. That's it.
All right, we'll close the public hearing. Yeah, and then moving on to the consent agenda.
Well, let's see. I'll make the motion.
I
Oh, I'm
would
sorry, you
like-
bring something?
Yeah, I'd like to,
yeah, we don't want to pull, if it's okay, we don't want to pull an item, but.
we would like to comment on the consent agenda. Would someone like to comment?
That's a good comment.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to introduce on your consent agenda. We are asking for to approve Megan Johnson as our student SNAG rep. And it's with so much gratitude and pride that I
Okay.
put Megan forward. She's the proud parent of 2 students at Santa Cruz Gardens. And is the dream parent to work with. She asks really, really great questions and is so collaborative. And it's so wonderful getting to serve you and your students and is the exact voice that we would want to be on that committee to help us think how to do what we do better and serve students better. And so thank you so much for being willing to do that. I'm really excited to continue that work together. And thank you for acknowledging Megan and the work that she's doing in service to our students in our district.
Thank you for volunteering.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you
for
very much.
bringing that forward too.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Really great.
And so we can see you and
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's really amazing how parents make the committees and
Mhm.
we're so excited to have you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you for acknowledging.
Yeah.
I love that about our district.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
for taking the time to kind of pause. It's really special.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right, now, would someone like to make a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
All right, a second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
I think we've,
Aye.
I'm so sorry. I think we have some resolution.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
good catch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Trustee Edmondson,
aye,
trustee Donnelly,
Aye.
trustee Jackson Miller.
You.
so are we good with the consent? Everything got, okay, good.
Oh.
Okay, all right, good, yay.
Official.
All right, moving on to public communications, anything in the room? Anything on email?
Nothing on email.
All right. Moving on to standing reports. Superintendent, would you like to start us off?
Sure. I'd like to reference the consent agenda, which you just approved, and thank you for your continued annual definitive support of resolutions in the consent agenda, including recognizing September 17th as Constitution and Citizenship Day. October is LGBTQ+ History Month, and the week of October 20th is College and Career Awareness Week. Thank you for your continued support to those important events in our district. And then just a couple quick items. If you attended the kickoff, you remember that we set a goal for ourselves as a district of 96% student attendance, and we have almost one full month. We started August 7th, but August attendance in our district was 96.2%. So we're
Wow.
well on our way.
Wow.
Great work being done at the sites. Of course, it all starts with great engaging lessons in the classroom and then all the support efforts that go along. And then I just have to mention all the schools did great, but Soquel L was at 97%
Wow.
attendance. So that is just haven't seen those numbers for a while. So that's really impressive. And then also would just like to say we're looking forward to Main Street's back to school night tomorrow night and have enjoyed the other 3 sites' great back to school nights. It's been very evident that our teachers really work with their parents to set students up for success. And that's all for me.
Great, thank you.
Right, well,
Superintendents?
I will start where our superintendent finished. Loved the 3 back to school nights we've been to so far. In my opinion, they're the best ones that I've been to yet in this district. So I just want to really shout out to our staff for putting on such great presentations for their families and doing such great things for kids. As the board knows, we have a math focus this year, so the superintendent and I have been visiting schools with a math focus and visiting classrooms with that math lens. We have gone to New Brighton, Santa Cruz Gardens, and Maine so far, and have our next one at SoCal, and that's been really great. And we're doing those walks with the principals, and it's been really lovely to spend that time really just kind of talking about how to improve our craft and our support for our students. We have had 2 Williams visits, and the Williams inspection is basically something that happens every so often at a school in California or a district in California, just to make sure that our facilities are good and our instructional materials are sound and all of those kinds of things. So we had inspections done at SoCal Elementary this week in New Brighton, and they did very well. So we're really excited about that. And hopefully our schools don't have to go through that again anytime soon. And then just had a really great time at New Brighton last Friday. I went over there to do some supervision, ended up spending a little bit more time principaling with some other things that happened, but it's really great to get my feet wet again and realize how much I just love sitting and just hearing kids talk about how they perceived events of the day. So very fun. That's it for me.
Okay, thank you.
I'll too echo on how much I enjoyed the back to school nights. It's great to see families, the students, the teachers, the classrooms, and just kind of listen to all the fun stuff that's going on and just see the excitement in everyone. So I really enjoy that. Look forward to Main Streets tomorrow night. Continuing with our bond meetings, we're getting closer and closer to, getting everything kind of like, for the first phase kind of finalized as far as like, the design and so forth. So those are always fun meetings, and looking forward to getting the first phase wrapped up. We're so close. And then as far as our field goes, we're so ecstatic about how fast it's moving, how great it's going. I don't know if you noticed the trees that are planted along the fence in the back. We'll have some sod coming in tomorrow or the next day or so. They've already delivered it all, and that will be in that far corner over there. So it's just amazing to see everything coming in. The scoreboard will be delivered by the end of this week, hopefully. Turf will be coming in shortly after that. There's the Brock pad and all that we'll see being laid down before that. I don't want to steal all of Jim's thunder though, so I'll stop there and can elaborate more on those things.
Great, thank you for those updates. SEA, would you like to start us off?
Sure, I've got a long couple of paragraphs. Okay. At Main Street Elementary's PBIS assembly on Friday, students with perfect attendance so far this year were entered into a raffle. 3 students won a gift card to the Ugly Mug. Back to school night will be this Thursday, September 4th, which a few of you mentioned already. 3rd grade is looking forward to Santa Cruz County Fair September 11th and is super excited to partner with Education Days this year. Students will learn all about Santa Cruz County, which is a core focus for 3rd grade social studies. SoCal Elementary TK Kinders started off their color study, so the staff wear a different color of the rainbow each day. Whole school assemblies at SoCal are going well each Friday, followed by the running club and dance party. Volunteers got SoCal's garden growing beautifully, and they are hoping they can start taking classes there regularly again with home and school club support. Santa Cruz Gardens just completed another successful back to school night on Thursday as well. They had lots of happy families, and the home and school club hosted a back to school gathering. The character trait of the month is responsibility, and they are talking about ways to show responsibility at school and home. New Brighton Middle School appreciated the long weekend. Sports have also started up, and students are excited to compete. Teachers enjoyed meeting families at back to school night. Unfortunately, on a less positive note, NBMS teachers have had a rocky start to the school year. In the first month of school, they were teaching without working online gradebooks, working bells, a working PA system, working printers, a field, or an assistant principal, which does make things challenging. While some of this has now been addressed by the long hours put in by our wonderful principal, Christina, right now, finding a new assistant principal is an urgent concern for the site. We would also be remiss if we did not talk about the incredible stress and serious blow to morale our members are experiencing due to the exceptionally harsh increases to our healthcare premiums. Members are facing increases of several hundreds of dollars per month, and this was after already having to absorb significant increases over the past couple of years. This year's increase was particularly brutal, amounting to approximately 60 to 70% or more in employee-side premium increases, depending on the individual employee and their plan. This amounts to thousands of dollars annually in what is effectively a cut to compensation. Teachers are now taking on second jobs or seeking employment elsewhere because they simply no longer have the means to pay these healthcare premiums. This is not hyperbole. In fact, this is fact, and we feel this board should be made aware of this consequential shift. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's really important for us to hear the good and the bad. So we really appreciate your detailed reports. So thank you, SEA.
Thank you.
CSEA?
I don't have
No?
anything for them.
All right. Moving on to bond projects.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Wednesdays are busy days. It's a big construction day in SoCal. So just to piggyback on what Allison said, we are 92% complete on our field as we are standing here right here today. The scoreboard's going in next week. Over 2,000 tons of rock has been brought in over the last week and a half. So 4 million pounds of rock has been brought in. There's going to be some fine tuning. It's a lot of.
I'm sorry.
We did it as quietly as possible. We didn't have to drive trucks through.
Every 5 minutes.
Unfortunately, some of our classrooms just face the main route of the trucks.
Yeah.
And that's the other part is because of some grade issues, this entrance really wasn't optimal for bringing in the rock. So a lot of it did have to go right through the main blacktop, which was managed well by our contractor, but still very dusty, very loud. Like we always say, construction and schools do not mix. So we do the best we can. We apologize. We'll be there sooner.
You know
But
what?
then-
The kids really enjoyed getting the horns to go off.
Right.
If only we could have timed it with the bells.
Well, maybe they do mix, but I could be wrong. So we're very, like Allison said, we're very pleased about the progress we're making with Kent Construction and our team, 19.6 and everyone there. Moving on to Measure P, we also have Measure P meetings on Wednesdays. One reoccurring thing you're gonna hear from me is the three fields, the site work, the amphitheaters for the three elementary schools are with DSA. The clock has started. They open a box, and then our architecture team has a certain amount of time to get their first layer of plans to DSA. We're hoping for approval sometime after the first of the year. We're already working with our attorney on leaseback language so we can get a contractor on board that can help with pre-construction services. One of the best things about doing leaseback, because you're more partners than you are employees. So we're really excited about that. Our other major projects that we're in planning for right now are modernization of the science wing at New Brighton Middle School. That will upset your apple cart as well. So we're making sure we make that point. That whole 40-50 wing will be modernized into a couple of science rooms, some seriously needed offices for speech therapists and things like that, psychologists, nurse, and then the office will be reconfigured mostly for safety concerns. Some permanent fencing's going in, so we need to figure out ways to get people into the office without them having to come onto campus. So that's all. We're past schematic review and we're into design development, which means the architecture team staff knows exactly what we want to do, and now it's up to them to draw it. SoCal's a couple steps behind. We're still in schematic review with them. We met with them again today. And we're really narrowing it down what we're going to do to reorganize the what we're calling the historic building, mostly just the office, the 2 adjoining classrooms, and then those and turning that into more useful and safer space for staff, students, and kids. And so hopefully by next Friday, we have that kind of narrowed down so Stacked can move forward. We're also looking at small projects like access control for Main Street, which has been kind of a nightmare. We're looking at storage issues for the school district, and a very active special ed director who's already left whispered the words annex in my ear right before she left, and that's something we need to look into too. So a lot going on. We're very excited. Things are moving well. We have a big team working for us. Stacked I asked them, you guys got bandwidth? It's like, don't worry, we got it. So that's great. So questions, concerns, thoughts?
I just wanted to understand a little bit more. You talked about DSA approved something, and then now the architects they have.
So what you have to do with
drawing-
DSA is you tell them we're bringing you plans, and that starts a time clock about 6 weeks where the architect has to get those plans in. So we're in that 6-week period right now. That because of some issues we're having with the shade structure companies and getting designs from them, because the shade structures we're putting on the amphitheaters are not off the shelf. They're not, standard. They're going to be a little unique. That's slowing that down. So we may have to stretch that 6 weeks to get everything in as one package. So there are so many moving parts. But plans, hopefully the plans for all the site improvements. So it's not just fields, right? It's school fencing, it's amphitheaters and things like that. That hopefully we'll start to get those plans into DSA within the next 3 weeks.
And is that the plans that we've already seen?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
are there different things happening in
No,
this layer of plan?
It's the plans you've seen. So basically, the board approved schematic design, which means we know where go things, but then you have to you can't build off a schematic. You have to actually draw the plans, and so that's what they're doing right now. And then DSA takes their time, and then once they through it once, they'll send it back to us, or not to me, but to the architects with questions. A list of questions they have about certain things. You answer those questions and you go back. That usually couple 2 or 3. If it gets to 3, then you just end up making an appointment and you go up there and you just spend the day with them and get that final stuff knocked out. Because DSA, as cumbersome as they can be, they want your plans to work. And so that's where we are with that. We hope to get the modernization plans to DSA by December. If we can, we can keep moving forward on those things.
And weren't there things that were kind of up in the air still when we approved that plan? Like, for example, the kindergarten turnaround, things like that. Like, weren't there parts of the plan
Yes,
we wanted to
I was
talk
thinking about it today, and I think it is time to come back to you guys and show you some of these plans. We are going to develop parking behind kindergarten. I think they've added as many 17 spaces back there. And so you'll be able to come in and park and then do a little rotation and get out. It'll be 100% for staff. You say that, but
Yeah.
I could be one of those parents that park in the wrong places too. So I get that, but it's going to be 100% for staff. So that was kind of an open question at SoCal about like where the trash cans are going to go and how that current parking lot is getting looked at. And most of that is we're kind of set on, but I think it's time to come back, show you guys everything we've come up with. I think one of the things that's really important to staff is added bathrooms at SoCal. And so we're definitely adding restrooms to that main building. So staff can have a nice private space within the close to the staff room. They'll have a decent sized staff room now instead of that little cracker box they have. And they'll have a bigger workroom and things like that as well. So it's a nice design. And we'll get with the boss and we'll get them on an agenda here. They love coming to these meetings.
And just so I get timing, does the DSA approve the plans, or do we see that before the approval?
See
the plans that the architect is submitting within this window.
We can once they're pretty fine-tuned, a lot of small specs and things. Absolutely, you can see them there. There's no problem with that. It may be a little more than you want. I think, but absolutely, you can do that.
Timing.
Do you mean like
Yeah.
the schematics?
yeah,
that's
the
based on
schematics.
just like?
Well, remember,
it's
yeah,
an
it's just,
updated
you know,
schedule.
schematics are a drawing that we all, you know, sometimes they're 3D and they got little people in them and stuff. But so you move, it's schematic design is the first thing you do, and then you go into design development. That's where you develop your plans, and those I'm pretty sure have to be approved by you guys. So like with New Brighton, the schematic design has been approved by the site. We are in design development now there, so they're working on putting pen to paper with exact things like that. That will come to you guys. We're a little bit further behind at SoCal. We're not quite to design development yet. And then there's construction development. So once you have, even if you don't have a DSA approved set of plans, you can start the bid process. They call it a bid set. So especially if you're using lease back and you have a contractor, it's on board, they understand that these are DSA approved and there may be some minor tweaks, but at least they can start budgeting and timing and phasing and scheduling and talking to subcontractors and all those things that need to take place.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
cool. It's pretty fun. It's a good group of
Lots
people to
going
work
on.
with. Yeah.
So, but DSA, they're a little quicker these days?
Well, yeah, yes,
Yeah.
I think so. I think they may be a lot quicker, but I think they're more they communicate better. So they
Okay.
give you an idea of where you are, which is nice because I think in the past, not so much in 16, but maybe back in 02 when we were going, things would, or other districts that I know of, things would just go into a black hole and you just wouldn't hear and you couldn't, you know, there was a conversation. We'll call DSA. It's like, you can call DSA. Oh yeah, you know, and they'll talk you through, you know, stretching a timeline or something like that. So that's the DSA improvement that we're seeing.
Okay.
I don't know if they're faster. They're never fast enough.
I
Helps have
remember they had to get a
relationships.
hold of Joe Smitty and the other kind of get things.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta
Yeah,
get, yeah, it's nice, but I think they're much better on their communication and responsiveness.
It also helps who you have on your team. Literally this morning, VJ, who you've seen present here, was referred to as the DSA whisperer.
Yeah.
You know, having those relationships and that rapport helps facilitate things
Right.
too. So we got the right team.
We do have the right team. Absolutely do.
What do you?
Oh, well,
Here.
yeah.
So a comment.
I'm out. Oh, no. Just answer.
So a comment on noise. My daughter was a teacher in El Segundo.
Mhm.
They had planes approaching LAX,
Okay.
going by right past the school.
Yeah, yeah.
And the kids were just,
Well, you know,
it's just, you know, white noise to them. So.
yeah. Well, you know, back in the day when I would present at the back to school thing, I was usually just being up there being an idiot. But, you know, one of the things I got up there and said was, hey, we're getting ready to start this huge at all the sites at all the same time. And it's going to be loud. It's going to be dusty. It's going to be inconvenient. You're going to have to walk further to get it. It's going to interrupt your classes. And they all went, ha, 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 because I'm usually up there, the guy making jokes. No, folks, I'm serious. It's going to be rough. But everybody sucks it up, you know, and, you know, nice people like, you know, this young lady back here, she'll figure it out and we'll get through it. And when she's done, she's going to have a great science room. So that's really good. All right. I've taken too long, but thank you. Thank you for your interest.
Thanks, Jim.
See you in a couple
Thank
weeks.
you.
You bet. Take care. Bye, everyone. Good to see you.
Thanks.
You too. Thank you.
All right, moving on to items from trustees.
You want me to start?
Sure.
I think we've all talked about how great back to school nights were, but yeah, it was a pleasure attending the back to school nights for New Brighton in the gardens at SoCal, and I look forward to Main Street. And I agree with that. The presentations, they're always great, but something felt even more vibrant and clear this year. So I really appreciated that and loved seeing the families getting to meet the teachers. So great back to school nights. And then I wanted to kind of call out and thank the superintendent for the most recent SoCal Scoop, where you highlighted Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. I know that's a resolution coming forward, but the SoCal Scoops are such a great way to reach the community. And I thought it was really touching and meaningful the way that you explained that this is an important topic for a TK through 8 district, because I think someone whose 4-year-old has just started school for the very first time a few days ago might have that element of surprise and why is this a topic, but it was really explained in a really meaningful way. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for hanging the artwork, the beginning of fall. the seasons are changing and from SoCal, but thanks for putting those up. Makes the boardroom very colorful. And I attended Santa Cruz Gardens back to school night as well and enjoyed the evening and the presentation. I got there early. For some reason, I didn't have traffic, so I walked around the school and nice campus. I like their the library. The library they have there, and I assume kids could take books and bring books, and they had a huge collection of Dr. Seuss, so I kind of hung out there for a little while. But otherwise, the campus is really nice and enjoyed going to the classrooms. And what I really liked about going to the classrooms, I don't think the teachers really felt nervous with us being there. I think we were kind of quite relaxed with them too, so. But I enjoyed it.
Great. Yeah, I also enjoyed the back to school nights. I was able to go to all of them, SoCal L, New Brighton, and Santa Cruz Gardens, and I love that the parents asking questions and the teachers showing them, you know, what the year is going to look like and reassuring them because we got some great things going on in the district. All right, moving on to discussion regarding Board of Trustees Governance Handbook.
We wait for the two others to be here in another meeting, or?
Oh.
I think their time is
I mean,
pretty
we could-
fluid.
Was that?
I don't,
We're not.
they don't have like a certain time
No.
they're gonna be here, so.
Right, I mean, if you want to bring it back and discuss it when they're here.
Do we have like a workshop or a special meeting that's gonna be coming up or on that would involve this in anytime soon? I can't remember.
that I
I know
know
that was
of,
kind of,
but
no, okay,
We could add one.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the books right now.
okay. I'm fine either way. I mean, I'm fine with us going through it and then bringing it
Yeah.
back if we have a workshop or postponing it. I don't know how full the agenda looks for the next meeting for you guys. Or did you just mean like press pause on it for now and go through the action items and see if more of them?
Well, if you want to wait for them to come here or pull it for another meeting, or we could just run through it too. So here, I know that there's no due date to have this done, so.
that's
The
a
board
good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
not a rush to have it
Right.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Table till next meeting.
okay.
Okay.
All right,
No, yeah.
yeah, all right.
Consider it tabled.
Do we need to make a motion for that?
No, just
all
note
right.
that it's tabled.
Okay. All right, we'll table that and we'll move on to 8B, discussion regarding 24-25 summer school.
Hey, I'm just getting the presentation queued up and my apologies. The presentation that is on the screen is not the one that you see in your docket. And so, couple of things. One is, Caitlin Williams, who is our summer school lead, had some child care issues tonight. And so I'll be presenting on her behalf. I know she shared last year with such great enthusiasm and zeal, and I'm not sure that I will be able to do quite that. But this is the presentation. There is a copy of the slides on paper and in the back, if you wanted to see one. But here we are at the beginning of a new year, just kind of reviewing what's happened in summer school this year. First, I want to just start with a shout out to our amazing staff. These were all of the staff that were represented in our summer program this year, and that would include our traditional summer school program and our extended school year, our ESY summer program. And so as you can see, there are a lot of names on that list. There are almost 40 staff members' names on that list. And I will tell you that this is very unique for a district.
Yeah.
To have so many of their own staff wanting to work with their students over the course of the summer. And so I just want to highlight that I don't know that happens very often. And I'm very proud that our students get to see people that they know well and that love them when they come in for the summer school months. So some of these are teachers, some of them are support staff. They're in no particular order. All of them are important. You'll see just a little asterisk next to Caitlin Williams' name, and that's just to an indicator that she is the lead and she's been the lead for the last 2 years. The next slide really just talks about student participation, and there's not a lot that has changed with how students are designated to participate, but there has been one critical change this year from last year's, and that is because we're funded out of ELOP for their summer program now, and we did not used to be funded out of the ELOP program, that our unduplicated students are the drivers of who's first to attend. So we have our foster youth, homeless youth, English learners, and low socioeconomic students who are those unduplicated students, and we invite them first. When space allows, we also invite students who are really needing the extra time in summer school. Our program is very it's very strong. We've had the same kind of a program year after year. We don't like to limit the number of students that are able to come, but we are funded out of those ELOP dollars, and so I think that's just something important to note. ESY is not done the same way. They are all by case by case basis with their case manager and the families and teachers that work with them.
What's ESY?
Extended school year, so that's our special education summer program. So how many students participated? 90 students in our summer program were there on a regular basis, and we're really happy that we had that number of students participating, and 37 students in our ESY program. So if you saw the staff list and you see the student list, you say, wow, our students got a lot of support over the course of the summer. Now, not every single staff member worked every single day or the whole day every day. Some of them were specifically hired to do certain services. As an example, occupational therapy, and not there every day, all day, and so forth. But just important to note that we serve 120 plus students in our summer program. And we did also have students from Scotts Valley.
Yeah.
Scotts Valley isn't able to run a summer program the way that we are, and so this is the second year we've partnered with them. We also earn back some compensation from them for offering our partnership. So these are just some of the best practices that we have found important to our summer program. Obviously, the preseason training. Caitlin does an amazing preseason training with the staff and helps everyone get their room ready. There's one site lead. That site lead is really the one-stop shop. It's like the principal of the school for the summer. And this year, the hosting site was Soquel Elementary. It was a really great site. I think number one, because it's really central to our district, but also to the majority of the students who attended summer school were from Soquel Elementary. So it was also very nice for those families. We had a single session. It ran from the very end of May to the end of June. So finished in this ELOP school year, that ELOP school year. And so all the funding was out of last year's ELOP funds. There were mainstream opportunities. So we had our special day classes that were working with our gen ed classes. I mean, every student is a student. And so they were all on campuses. We had small class sizes this year. That's something we really tried to work on. I think our largest class actually went a little high this year, but the teacher and the site lead decided that they didn't want to turn anyone away. And so we had about 21 students in one of our classes, but that's not typical. Counseling was available over the course of the summer, and that's something that we've added in the last couple of years, and something super critical, especially for the students who are attending ESY and summer school. 2 meals a day. Our CNS program is so fantastic. 2 meals every day for students, food that they like, food that they can bring home if they want to. And we're really, really happy to see that the students know the people who are serving them their food every day, and they're very familiar. There were school spirit days, which was great. Kids love those spirit days. It's especially kept the middle schoolers coming. And every week the families got a special notification from the lead to talk about what was going to be happening for the week ahead. Obviously SEL is a big part of our summer program. We want kids to feel good about being at school and feel good about being who they are. And then this year we've partnered with Campus Kids Connection, which is CKC, and we funded and they supported 20 kids staying a full day, a full 9-hour day. And some of the families really needed that. And so we were able to afford 20. They actually took 22 and didn't charge us for the extras. So that was really great partnership. Engagement. So this is pretty typical. I think one of the things that was a little bit different about the program this year is because the location of Soquel Elementary is right on a great walking path and a creek. They were able to take a lot of nice walking field trips. They went to the beach, they went to Bluebell Park, they went to the creek, lots of outdoor experiences for the kids. And I think that is very engaging for them. And it's also really fun for the staff to be able to do those kinds of things. There's obviously lots of math practice, reading and writing. So you've kind of got to weave everything in, make the day a nice balance. Also nice balance with visual and performing arts. We saw lots of great music happening, lots of great art happening. And then obviously we do, our physical fitness, mindfulness, and then the socialization and inclusion is super important in summer school because sometimes the kids don't know each other when they come into a room because they come from 3 different elementary schools. And so just really building those classroom safe places is really critical in summer school. So some of the outcomes, students increase their, connection to school and sometimes connection to others. Unduplicated students were served first, and that's our priority, obviously, through the use of ELAP funds. They built new skills in academic areas. Of course, they had the nutrition twice a day. The lead asked the students what they wanted to do, what they wanted to do in terms of like field trips and like spirit days and all those kinds of things. So there's a lot of student voice that's included in what happens. And then cost reductions were made. So this year, Tristan and Nade, who works in student services, took on the role of the office management. So they shared days doing that. So that was able to provide us more opportunity for classes, which was wonderful. And then just some of the student comments. I love student comments. And so these are some of the comments that they made. I didn't know some of the kids in my class at the beginning of the year, but made new friends, even my teacher, which was really cute. I had fun at school. It was a really short day. I liked that the counselor was there, and I hope to see my teacher again. So just some really sweet things that the kids say, and I always just love that part. And that's it for my update.
Great, thank you so much. I love those student comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives a nice picture.
The instructors and the staff,
Mhm.
were they all from Soquel or
They're
any
from-
from Scotts Valley?
They're across the district. The Scotts Valley did send a couple of aides with their students that had special conditions. But by and large, it was our internal staff from New Brighton
Oh,
on through to Santa Cruz Gardens.
Great. Any other questions or comments?
A comment and a question. I mean,
Yeah.
it's always wonderful getting this report and getting a deeper understanding and just hearing all of the positive outcomes of the summer school program. I was thinking about the increased connections for the students, and I was wondering about connections for the parents. I know sometimes if a student's maybe at risk and needs that extra support of summer school, is there something in this program that's also helping the parents?
3 years ago, we offered a parent kit to families. And we purchased those. It was really post-COVID, the 2 summers after COVID that we did that. We built in the counseling component so that we could bring families in and their children in and really provide that support. And then also too, just having Caitlin send out weekly messages to families so that they knew what was going on. But in terms of like in broadening that even further, that definitely is something that can be done. And I am so glad that you highlighted that, because that gives us an opportunity to really think about bringing in families who we already know are going to need support, you know, through the course of the year after summer, the summer program is over. That's really good. Yeah.
You're the experts. I just was curious.
Yeah, no, it's a great point.
Thank you.
And Cristal at SoCal, I mean, I bet the ELAC families are maybe
Yeah,
a resource.
we had a lot of ELAC families who had students in the program this year, which is fabulous. And you know, we have a lot of students that are in the program that don't have ELAC families because they're not English learners. They qualify for another reason. And we do have a higher number of those now than we had in the past. We do have a few more foster youth and a few more homeless youth than previous years. So I'm just really kind of thinking about how to build in more of a family support part of that program. It sounds like something I'd love to noodle a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. Great, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, sounds like nothing else from the board. So moving on to action items. Next is 9A. Consider adoption of the resolution in recognition of Suicide Prevention Awareness Month.
Similar to what was referenced in the last newsletter. Before I introduce the topic, I just want to acknowledge, you know, the sensitivity of the subject. Suicide prevention, certainly challenging subject, but it's one of the most urgent issues facing our youth today. So our goal in bringing the resolution is not only to raise awareness, but also to affirm the practices and supports already in place in SUESD. So the resolution recognizes September as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. Suicide is one of the leading causes of death among young people, unfortunately, and schools can play a critical role in prevention by fostering what we value: safe, inclusive, and supportive environments. In our district, we already take this work really seriously. Our middle school uses the Signs of Suicide program. The 988 Lifeline is posted on our website and on every middle school student's ID card. And we provide counselors at every school site and prioritize social emotional learning. We also know that some groups, such as LGBTQ plus youth, face higher risks. This is evidenced in the handout, the infographic that was included, which is why connected commitments like the LGBTQ plus History Month resolution that you all approved earlier tonight are so important. So the resolution strengthens and affirms the work already underway, and I recommend the board adopt it to reinforce our commitment to the well-being of all of our students.
Right. Comments?
Yeah, this is nuts. I mean, it's just crazy that I didn't know this until I read this, that suicide is the second leading cause of death for people ages 10 to 34. That is, what's the word? Not good, horrible. Our society too. Things are going on and a lot's going on in the world. And what gets me too is that it has 10 to 14 and 25 to 34 leading cause of death. There's got 11 years in between. I mean, I could have researched it, but I was just thinking, I mean, it's like,
Yeah, why they break it up.
yeah.
You can look further into the
I mean, it's just-
CDC data.
Yeah, I could always research it myself too. But yeah, no, thanks for bringing it forward.
Thank you, Scott. I think it's very well stated, and as many supports as our district provides, I think accessing mental health care in this country is very, very, very difficult. So aside from what we amazingly, wonderfully have available in our schools, you know, what is out there beyond is very, very difficult to access. And so having, you know, just promoting the awareness of 988 and having it on our student IDs and passing resolutions and sharing the information in the scoop is really, really meaningful, because people, it's so often people, they need that quick access to a lifeline. Because getting the type of medical support that you might need is so hard to access, so.
Yeah.
Thank you, I think it's an incredibly important resolution and I appreciate us having the chance to talk about it.
I just want to just emphasize the at risk, the LGBT youth that are 4 times more likely to attempt suicide than straight youth, and transgender people who are 12 times more likely. So the fact that we're pairing this with the LGBTQ Awareness Month really feels right, because some of our students are more vulnerable than other students. And it's really important that we protect all our students. So thank you so much for bringing this to our.
I do have a question about, there's a little blurb here that if you start thinking about suicide, seek help, call or text a crisis line. Do we have that?
It's national 988.
Is it? Oh,
Mhm,
okay.
Yeah.
And the kids know that, or we have signs up and.
It's like most things. I mean, we try to make all students aware of it. Some
Okay.
students
I
tune
didn't
into
know
it
that.
better than others,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it's out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
911, yeah. And just on the infographic, that suicidal thoughts are a symptom like anything else and they can be treated. I think that just that hope is really important, that reaching out is just so important. All right, this is a resolution. So may we please have a vote?
Motion and second person and then
Oh,
the roll.
Okay, may I have a motion?
Can I make the motion to adopt the resolution recognition of Suicide Prevention Awareness Month?
Okay, and then a second? Okay,
Trustee Edmondson,
aye.
trustee Donnelly,
I,
trustee Jackson Miller.
Hi. All right, thank you, everyone. Moving on to 9B, consider adoption of the resolution in recognition of National Latinx Heritage Month.
Right. So before I introduce the actual resolution, I want to acknowledge the language we're using. Hispanic is the most common phrase. The term Latinx or Latine is intended to be more inclusive and gender neutral and reflective of the diversity of Latin American heritage, which extends beyond just Spanish-speaking backgrounds. So for tonight, I'll use Latine as a way to both honor Spanish pronunciation and inclusivity. I also acknowledge there are different perspectives about which term feels most appropriate, and no disrespect is meant to anyone by the choice of the language here. That said, the resolution recognizes September 15th through October 15th as National Latine Heritage Month in SUSD. Latine communities have profound contributions to the history, culture, and progress of California and the United States and beyond. From rich indigenous traditions to significant social, political, and economic achievements. Here in our district, more than 1/3 of our students identified as Latine, making this recognition especially meaningful. By adopting this resolution, the board affirms our commitment to equity and encourages our schools to highlight and honor the cultures, histories, and accomplishments of Latine communities. This month is both a celebration and an opportunity to ensure every student feels seen, valued, and connected to our community.
Wonderful. Questions or comments?
so in 1968, did they actually use the term Latinx?
No, that's relatively modern term.
Okay. Yeah.
I appreciate that the Heritage Month coincides with the Independence Days of the 5 Latin American countries. I think that's neat. Again, yeah, supporting all our students.
Right.
We value their heritage and what they bring to our district. I mean, it really makes us the colorful district that we are, and the different experiences is really important to honor.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well written resolution.
Yeah, great resolution. If there's no more comments, may I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make the motion to pass a resolution recognition of September 15th, October 15th as National Latinx.
Or
Heritage
Latine,
Month.
either way.
Was it Latinx E or?
Latine.
Okay.
It's like the E is
All right,
E
never
in
mind.
Spanish. No, sorry.
All right, a second.
I'll second.
All right.
Trustee Edmondson.
Aye.
Trustee Donnelly,
I,
trustee Jackson Miller.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Thanks, everybody. Moving on to 9C, consider adoption of the resolution to participate in the bid/contract of other agencies, piggyback contracts throughout the fiscal year.
Yes, so I believe this was brought last year as well, so it's brought usually once a year. And what's nice about this is the state allows us to bypass the traditional bidding process by using other contracts that already have been awarded to other public agencies, which is called piggybacking. So for instance, like our playground, we're able to go out to the contractor, at that time it was Ross Recreation, and go through like Sourcewell or something like that, where all these contracts have already been pre-bid, so we already know they're at the best price, and we can then choose from the venue of play structures and so forth. Same thing with field trip. We went through Sourcewell with them, and that contract was already vetted with other public agencies that are using that same type of item. So this just basically allows us to bypass the traditional bidding process and be able to choose from those pools of already bid contracts, which saves time and it does save money for the district.
Wow, interesting.
And also other districts piggyback off of us.
Yeah, mostly it's like bigger areas that have the contracts. So it's like bigger districts and bigger like other organized county organizations. So we're small, so
Oh, I
but
see.
yeah. So it really benefits us because everyone else, so the others have done all the work and we're just kind of going and like finding the best price. So it's helpful for us.
Oh, interesting.
And it's been working well since last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we don't have to use it.
Right.
But this is just in the event that, okay,
Right.
hey, this has already been vetted and there's another public agency has used this contract. The price is great, like as we compared it to other things, we're just gonna go with this pre-bid.
Well, it's beneficial for DSA too, right?
Yeah.
You need to get something in pretty quick to those guys.
Yes, it does help with that. It expedites in that sense as well too. So thank you for that, Ted.
Mhm. All right, any other questions or comments? All right, may I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to adopt the resolution to participate in bids, contracts of other public corporations and agencies, piggyback contracts. throughout the fiscal year.
Okay, all right,
Word.
Yeah.
a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, resolution.
Trustee Edmondson,
Aye.
trustee Donnelly,
Aye.
trustee Jackson Miller.
Aye. All right, 9D, consider nomination of CSBA Directors at Large, African American, American Indian, and County.
So just big picture on this, we always bring these because we want to give the board a chance to nominate if they should choose, but there's no requirement to do so. And for those of you who will be at the CSBA conference, there's a chance to vote at that time. So this is just the nomination process. If you have a nomination for either the Director at Large African American for CSBA or the Director at Large American Indian and County for CSBA. In the memo, it was outlined who's serving in those capacities now. We do not know if we don't know if they're running again. So this would just be an opportunity. If you had somebody else you wanted to nominate, you have that opportunity. If you don't, it's okay, and you can table the item.
All right, any nominations, or should we kind of, sometimes we just pass on this and we don't nominate anyone?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have any nominations and I
Yeah.
don't know of anyone
Yeah.
local who's reached out and said
Right.
they're interested in being nominated, so I'm
Okay.
gonna pass it.
All right, so it sounds, do I have a motion to not nominate someone?
So we do, or, okay.
Does that have to be official?
I mean, either way, you could just
Okay.
table it, not
Okay,
take
yeah.
action.
Yeah.
Just
we
not
can
take
table it.
action,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, all right. Wonderful. If you have any correspondence, future agenda items, please reach out. Can I have a motion of adjournment?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Oh, a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right. New record.
Thank you.
Watch the other two run in.
And